Hi, good morning. Here we go. Hallelujah. Running on my aching, pushing past the point of breaking. The road is long. I still make it who I am. It's not this race, but how I'm running, who I was, who I'm becoming. Steady on, I'll finish strong on this path. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Every breath in me proclaims hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Today, every mile I'm reminded, never go empty-handed. God is my strength. I'm never stranded. I'm not alone. No, calling out like a siren, bringing peace and joy resounding. I'm not the throne. I'm not alone. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Every breath in me proclaims hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Today, every song I sing, and every part of me, and everything. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Every breath in me proclaims hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 Good morning. I hope you got a good feeling.
Here we go. You're the feeling I cannot deny. You're the fire that makes me come alive. It's a love that I can't hide. It's a burning deep inside. Wherever I go, wherever I go, I got that good feeling kicking me out of my chair. dancing like I don't care. I got that good feeling, shouting out 'cause I can't contain it. I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, yeah. You're the sun that's lighting up the sky. You're the thunder waking up the night. Sound of living truth. It's the beat that makes me move wherever I go. Wherever I go, I got that good feeling. Come on, kicking me out of my chair, dancing like I don't care. I got that good feeling, shouting out 'cause I can't contain it. And I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody. I got to tell somebody. Oh, screaming from the rooftops, I won't stop, I won't stop, singing with my whole heart, singing till the beat drops. I won't stop, I won't stop. I got that good feeling, woo, kicking me out of my chair, dancing like I don't care. I got that good feeling, shouting out 'cause I can't contain it. I got to tell somebody. Woo! I got to tell somebody. Gotta tell somebody.
Well, good morning. I know there's a few of you, but we're going to try that again. Good morning. All right, there we go. I am Jeff Ryan. I am the senior minister here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where we know that love lives here, and we belong. Yes, we do. We belong. So it is great to have all of you joining us here in the sanctuary, as well as joining us online there at home. It is good to see my beloveds again. Took us a couple Sundays off, helping my sister move and that kind of activity. So it is nice to be back with my beloved community and not lifting boxes and taping things and pointing fingers and directions of put it here, set it there. So it's really good to be back. So, so if you are in the sanctuary, I invite you to take out your cell phones and make sure that they are on silent so that we are not interrupted. And today we are talking about designing for inclusion, or designing inclusion. So let's do our focus statement with all of the I's today. So what are the I's? Inclusion, yes, okay. I took that one from you. Go ahead, what else? Inspiration, insight, illustrious, independently, illuminous. Any others? I can't think. It's hurting my brain this morning. All right, so let's just say our focus statement, shall we? All with great gusto. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes, indeed we do. And we here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Cahuilla, the Gabrielino Tongva, the Kizh, and the Pechanga peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly upon this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence. To live better as Great Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So, I invite us to get up and move and groove and sing the song and go ahead and shake a hand, share a hug as we're doing all this warm greeting and seating.
that you can change a life when you believe? Don't you know that you can change a life when you believe in yourself? In yourself. In yourself. In yourself. When you believe, gonna make a miracle. When you believe, yeah, gonna make a miracle. When you believe, everything you want, you got. When you believe, that's right. Everything you want, you got. When you believe, yes, when you believe in yourself. In yourself. In yourself. In yourself. Take away, man. Ooh, well, I believe in me, so I believe in you. Since we believe in each other, there ain't nothing we can do. Oh, we can make a miracle. Make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Come on. Make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Put those hands up. We can make a miracle. Come on, I can't hear you. We can make a miracle. That's right. Make a miracle. Slap those skins, Dennis Kaluska. We can make a miracle when you believe. Oh yeah. We can make a miracle when you believe. We can make a miracle. Make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Make a miracle.
All right, good morning, everyone. I am Ed Ryan, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I'll be available after the morning table for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room located right down the hall. Please don't. Hello? Okay. Please don't leave here with anything on your heart this morning. I would love to pray with you and absolutely know that prayer works. Now there is a candle in the center of your table. I invite you to light it together with me now. And as we come together this morning in conversation, this candle is a reminder that when two or more are gathered, a greater wisdom is available to us. We experience a deeper love, and our own light shines together and brighter. Now please allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
Light,
I rest in knowing you are here, brighter than 1,000 stars across the sky. How you shine, how you shine.
And I know that peace, light, and love is within me. I recognize that it is that one power, that one presence, that one infinite mind that is God. It expresses through me as that peace, love, and light. And it is that peace, love, and light, that peace that passes all understanding, that love that supports and sustains all life and creation, that light that leads the way. And I know as I am one with that peace, light, and love, as I am one with God, this is the truth for me, this is the truth for everyone present here this day. We each have that peace, light, and love residing right where we are, that golden thread of truth that moves and breathes and has its being in each and every one of us. That golden thread of truth that binds and connects us all. And I know as we come together this day that we celebrate that truth, celebrate that golden thread that's ever flowing through all creation, all life, through every human being, through every animal, through every plant, the vibrancy of life brings out that vitality, that energy, that presence of the one. And we celebrate that life expresses on this planet in so many unique and diverse ways, that life expresses through each human being in also unique and diverse ways. And so we celebrate that today, celebrate our willingness to stand in our truth, to be authentic, to live from that place of authenticity, and to simply embolden and embody our collective truth and our individual truth. And we are each to be celebrated for the unique persons that we are, the unique cultures that we represent. And we celebrate that divine, diverse mosaic of human culture that is present right here within this very center. We have a diverse and bright and intelligent community of loving beings of light. And we simply allow ourselves to embrace the uniqueness and beauty of ourselves and of each other, to celebrate that and to allow it to come forward, knowing that we can be vulnerable, we can be ourselves. The presence of the one that we uniquely are, and show up with authenticity and with grace and with love. And I give great thanks that we celebrate that authenticity, that love, that uniqueness. We celebrate the golden thread of truth that flows through each and every one of us. And we just simply allow it to be so, give thanks, and let it be so, and so it is.
We all bleed the same. We're more beautiful when we come together. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. Wake up today, another headline, another innocent life is taken in the name of hatred. So hard to take. And if we think that it's all good, then we're mistaken. 'Cause my heart is breaking. Are you left? Are you right? Pointing fingers, taking sides. When are we gonna realize we all bleed the same? We're more beautiful when we come together. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. If we're gonna fight, let's fight for each other. If we're gonna shout, let love be the cry. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. Tell me who we are to judge someone by the kind of clothes they're wearing or the color of the skin. Are you black? Are you white? Are we all the same inside? Spirit, open your eyes to see we all bleed the same. We're more beautiful when we come together. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. If we're gonna fight, let's fight for each other. If we're gonna
So good morning. Good to see all of you. So there's a phrase that we hear a lot in spiritual communities, and that phrase is, everyone is welcome. And I believe that most communities do mean this sincerely, but there's a difference between being welcomed and actually being able to belong. And here we know what? That we belong, right? Because belonging, my beloveds, requires access. Not just spiritual access, but practical access, emotional access, cultural and economic access, physical access, and social access. This is part of the reason why we moved from our old building, because there was not physical access for everybody to access the building. This is why we're still in that place of transition, of opening up to find a new space where our beloveds like James, hobbling in on his crutches, have access without stairs. Hey, James, right? But the place that we need to have is access, as a space can say, come as you are, while still being designed in a way that quietly communicates, but not really you, right? Come as you are, but not really you. It's one of these. Come, 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 stay, stay, stay away, come, 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 stay away, right? And this matters deeply in spiritual community, doesn't it? Because inclusion, my beloveds, is how love becomes visible. You see, love is not merely an idea. Love is an architecture. It's a policy. It's a practice. It's who gets heard. It's what gets considered. It's who gets protected and who gets represented. The master teacher, Jesus the Christ, understood this. Again and again, he moved people and he moved society, or he moved toward people's society pushed to the margins. The tax collectors, the women, foreigners, people with illnesses, the poor, the socially rejected. And what upset the religious establishment at the time wasn't simply his theology. What it really was his inclusion. And if we're honest, exclusion has always been dressed up in spiritual, political, legal, and moral language. Because inclusion threatens systems that benefit from exclusion. Inclusion threatens systems that benefit from exclusion. Sometimes that exclusion is loud. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it sounds like, well, that's just the system. That's tradition. That's just how things work. That's the way we've always done it. But systems, my beloveds, are designed by people. Systems are designed by people. Therefore, systems can be redesigned by people. Today, March 17th, is the 72nd anniversary of the landmark unanimous Supreme Court decision in Brown versus the Board of Education, Topeka, Kansas, ruling that segregated schools are unconstitutional. This was then followed by the Civil Rights Act of 1957, which was then strengthened further by the Civil Rights Act of 1964. But it wasn't until after March 7th, 1965, a Sunday known as Bloody Sunday in Selma, Alabama, that the Voting Rights Act was passed on August 6th, 1965. 77-19 in the Senate, 333-85 in the House. A wide margin by anybody's count. It wasn't until that day that African Americans were fully included in being able to exercise the right to vote, their right to vote as citizens of this country. 100 years after the end of the Civil War. And this week, we saw yet another example of how systems can be manipulated to reduce representation and silence voices. Republicans in Tennessee moved to divide Memphis into 3 congressional districts in a way that critics argue weakens black political representation and eliminates the single Democratic stronghold. This comes in the wake of the Supreme Court's 6-3 decision in Louisiana versus Calais on April 29th, 2026, which weakened the protections connected to the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Now, regardless of party affiliation, we should all be concerned that any time representation is diluted for communities that have historically had to fight to be heard in the first place, because accessibility is justice in action. And voting access is accessibility. Representation is accessibility. Being able to participate fully in democracy is accessibility. This is not separate from spirituality. In fact, it is spirituality. In Science of Mind, our core concept number 5, we teach this is a universe of wholeness, allness, oneness. Spirit is a transcendent, perfect whole that in its infinite inclusivity harmoniously embraces all seeming opposites. That's a radical statement. And it means that the nature of reality itself is inclusive. The nature of the universe itself, the nature of spirit itself, the nature of God itself is inclusive. Not exclusive, not fragmented, not divided into worthy and unworthy, not separated into us and them. Spirit embraces the whole. And if spirit embraces the whole, then every system built on exclusion contradicts the deeper spiritual truth of oneness. Let me say that again. If spirit embraces the whole, then every system built on exclusion contradicts the deeper truth of oneness. And this doesn't mean that we erase differences. It means we stop treating differences as separation, because unity is not sameness. Unity is the recognition that every person belongs within the larger wholeness of life. And if we truly believe in oneness, then we must care about who has access to participation, dignity, representation, and belonging. Spirituality asks us, who has access to power? Who gets included in the decision making? Whose humanity is honored? Whose voice matters? These are spiritual questions, because spirituality is ultimately concerned with how we relate to one another, how we embody love, and whether we recognize the sacred worth of every human being, of every person, of all life. If spirituality was only a private meditation, positive thinking, or personal peace within, then it becomes disconnected from the real human experience. Every major spiritual tradition teaches that the inner life and the outer life are interconnected. What we believe spiritually eventually shows up in how we structure community, how we share power, how we treat people, and how we define belonging. If we say all beings, all people are expressions of the divine, then it becomes spiritually relevant to ask who is treated as if their voice carries less value. If we teach unity, then it matters spiritually when systems divide people into insiders and outsiders. If we affirm human dignity, then accessibility matters because exclusion communicates intentionality or unintentionality. Exclusion is always communicating, intentionally or unintentionally. It communicates. This space was not designed with you in mind. That's why questions like, who can participate? Who can afford to participate? Who feels emotionally safe? Who gets represented? These are spiritual questions. They reveal whether our values are actually embodied. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes repeatedly teaches the spiritual truth must express itself in daily life. It has to express itself in daily life, in our institutions, in our relationships, in society. Otherwise, spirituality remains abstract. It remains a theory. A church down the street can preach love while unconsciously centering on only one culture. A workplace can talk about equality while interrupting women and dismissing people of color. A democracy can claim freedom while limiting representation. Spiritual awareness, my beloveds, asks us to notice these contradictions. Not to shame people, but to awaken consciousness. Because exclusion is often invisible to the people least affected by it. Someone without mobility challenges may never notice stairs without a ramp. Someone financially secure may not notice that a retreat, a workshop, or a program is inaccessible to some people. Someone whose identity has been normalized may not notice who constantly has to adapt to fit in. Spirituality, my beloveds, helps us expand our perception. It moves us from how do I feel to how are we experiencing this together. The shift is deeply spiritual because it moves consciousness from separation toward interconnectedness. And in Science of Mind specifically, if there truly is only one life expressing through all people, then diminishing another person's access, diminishing another person's dignity, diminishing another person's participation, diminishes our collective expression of that one life. These questions are spiritual because they reveal whether our love is theoretical or embodied. They ask us, are we creating communities that reflect unity? Or are we simply talking about it? Ernest Holmes wrote, "We must come to see the divine being in all people is the same divine being in us." And so if this is true, then every barrier that we create against another person is ultimately a barrier against ourselves. Every act of exclusion fractures our awareness of unity, and every act of inclusion restores it. This does not mean that we will all agree. We won't. But we can still ask spiritual questions about the systems that we participate in. Do they increase belonging? Do they widen participation? Do they honor dignity? Do they make room for more voices or fewer? And it's up to us to remove those barriers. Us who understand and know and practice what unity is. Because removing barriers reveals that unity. Like the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, inclusion is not charity. It is correction. It is recognizing that some people have been carrying unnecessary obstacles for generations, while others moved through systems with ease and never even noticed that the barriers existed. Our spirituality helps us notice who can enter the building easily, who can afford to participate, who feels emotionally safe here, whose culture is centered, whose experience is dismissed, who gets interrupted, who gets believed, who gets represented. These questions matter, my beloved community, because the beloved community is not built accidentally. It's designed intentionally. Every time you and I widen the circle, we reveal more of God. Every time we make space for another voice, we become more whole. And every time we remove a barrier, we practice love in visible form. That's why inclusion is sacred work, and it's ongoing work. To be honest, none of us gets it perfect. All of us have blind spots. But spiritual maturity is the willingness to keep expanding our awareness instead of defending our comfort. And so I am very proud to say that Riverside Center for Spiritual Living has been designed for inclusion. Everything we do, the way we gather, who we are, how we show up for each other, and how we show up for the community, and how we show up for the world is intentional. It is intentionally inclusive. Are there ways that we can be more inclusive? Absolutely. Absolutely. And the beauty about this community is that there's a willingness to look at it and to work with it and to act upon it and to do so. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It is an incredible power of love that we, as this community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, express out into the world. It's something that I'm proud of as your senior minister, and it's something that I fully believe that you, as the members and the body of Riverside CSL, should be proud of too. It's something that we have collectively created together with intention to express our oneness, to express our wholeness, and to be the power and presence of love. So I invite you to move over to the tables now for our morning discussion, table discussion here around these three questions. Where have you experienced true belonging in your life? What barriers, visible or invisible, do you notice in communities around you? And how can you help create spaces where more voices are heard and valued this week? So I invite you to move over to the tables. For those of you joining us online, and I see 10 of you right now joining us online, I would love it if you, and so would Dinah, if you would jump into the Zoom room and have a lively conversation on this topic of designed for inclusion. You can see the Zoom room scrolling across the bottom there, the link scrolling across the bottom there. Hop in there and join the conversation. So share with your table what you would like prayer for, or what you would like your table to know in consciousness for you this week. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds. All right, ready? All right, let's have everybody's attention here. I'm going to hand the microphone to Ginny to share with what she doesn't want to do it. All right, and she's passing it back to James. Roxanne?
I know, James always does so well. Okay, we talked about, what did we talk about? We've experienced belonging here, also even in our own bodies when we're connecting with nature or we're dancing and moving. Where else have we experienced belonging? Through meditation, so you can first connect with yourself and then your community. And the barriers that are visible or invisible could be physical barriers, like physical access, language barriers, safety, like Dorna brought up, there's like an area near her house where there's not many street lights or no street lights. People have to take the bus. So safety, this microphone's kind of weird. Employment, that I've been hearing from a lot of people that it's really hard to find a job right now. And how can you create spaces where more voices can be heard? This week, maybe we ask like how people are doing or where they're experiencing barriers themselves and just listen.
Great, thank you. Yay, yes, clap, 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 clap. All right, who at this table is going to reach for it? Griselda.
Good morning,
Buenos
everybody.
dias.
Yes. For us, where have we experienced true belonging in our lives? Many of us mentioned, especially in our family. I mentioned within my culture, the opposite. I experienced belonging within my culture, within my own family circle, but it becomes the opposite when I go to the exterior. Also within the workplace, spiritual centers and other spiritual places of faith, community groups. Frank mentioned his real estate group, hobbies, and other social groups. For our barriers, what we noticed in our communities were the nonverbal communication type of barriers, also within languages, gender, age, generational differences, comfort level in nonverbal communication, and technology type of barriers. And how can we help create spaces where more voices are heard and valued? We thought about giving more active listening to others, more heart-to-heart sharing, more genuine curiosity about others, which they all tap in, and also taking initiative, more spiritual events that are inclusive of community, more sharing, bond, and supporting others.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. Yay, yes. Clap, clap, clap. Patch, patch, patch. Yay. All right. Who's going to take it at this table?
I've been voluntold. Okay, here's what we went over. Question 1, we feel belonging here. That's a question. Yeah, where have you experienced true belonging in your life? Here. 12-step groups. What barriers, visible or invisible, do you notice in communities around you? We notice political barriers, economic barriers, and religious barriers. And we sometimes build barriers ourselves by being inauthentic. Number 3, how can we help create spaces where more voices are heard and valued this week? We can be better listeners, and we can set examples for children and teach them well. We can use feedback like, I hear you, and open for listening. So those are the main points that I got out of our conversation today.
Great. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, listening, deep listening, and acknowledgement, right, go a long way. And here in our Zoom room, belonging in our community, our family, the farm in Kentucky, and previous family. For barriers, they talked about finances, self-absorbed people, cliques, and structural racism. And then for this week, the One Team Network, ask themselves where they can be more open and valuable to people, speak from truth to give people the space to be themselves, and supporting people in their voting. So those are all fantastic ways as well. So congratulations to the people online as well. So, my beloveds, the universe itself, as I mentioned earlier, is inclusive. The sun shines on everyone. The breath of life moves through everyone. Spirit withholds itself from no one. And if its spirit excludes no one, then neither can we. Not in our churches, not in our centers, not in our communities, not in our politics, and not in our hearts. We are here to create spaces where every voice matters. Not because diversity is trendy, not because inclusion is politically fashionable, but because unity without inclusion is just a slogan. Real unity requires participation. Real belonging requires access. And real love makes room. And so it is. So I invite our practitioners and core council members to please stand and surround the space as we move into a moment of prayer. So I recognize here and now that there simply is one. And this one is all in all. It is the totality of being, is the totality of life itself. It is the allness, the isness, the fullness. There is nothing but this one. And this one life, this one power, this one presence brought forth all of creation through and as itself. Everything that we know, everything that we see, everything that remains visible or invisible, is a divine expression and impartation of this one life, this one creative being, this one source, this one substance. So therefore I know that the who of who I am must be the divine made manifest. For Spirit could not have created me out of anything but itself. Spirit could not have imbued me with consciousness unless it was the consciousness of Spirit itself. And knowing that this is true of me, I know that this is true of everyone who is gathered here this day and all who walk the planet. Each one of us is a divine expression, a divine manifestation of this one life, which is love, which is joy, which is peace, which is harmony, which is diversity within unity. And so I speak my word for this beloved community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, knowing that right where we belong, we are. And right where we are, we belong. We belong to Spirit. We belong to one another. We belong to life itself. We belong to ourselves. And in this belonging, we exclude no one and nothing. For we know that each one is a sister, a brother, a sibling in this one life. Each one is a perfect expression of this one life. And is in coming together, including all, that we recognize that we belong to one another, that we recognize and we experience a greater sense of our individual wholeness within the wholeness of the all and all. And so how beautiful it is to know and to recognize our wholeness, our oneness, our unity, and our diversity within it, because we are so much richer for it. We are blessed by it. We know ourselves in greater, fuller ways because of it. And so we do not see difference as separation. We see difference as a celebration of unity. And so for this knowing, I do give thanks. For this realization in our community, I give thanks. And I release this word now, knowing it is done, knowing it is so, knowing that each one of us is the face of God. I let it be, and so it is.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the my family. You are the face of peace. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Sing it with me. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. My family. You are the face of God.
Thank you, Jabel. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Matt and Dennis as well. So I invite you to take out that what you're choosing to contribute this morning and hold that over your heart space and give it a silent blessing. And then you can place that into the silver vessel in the center of your table. You may also choose to contribute via text to give. Simply text 951-419-5858 and type in the amount you're choosing to contribute and hit send. It's just like texting a friend because that's exactly what you're doing. You're texting all of your friends and family here at Riverside CSL. Another way for you to contribute is to go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the word contribute, so you can contribute there. So I invite you here in the room to go ahead and extend your hands to the center of the table. Let's bless our contributions together with this affirmation. I give and receive freely and generously. With an open heart and an open mind, the universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is. So a few announcements here before we close out for this morning. The first thing I want to share with you is we have meditation, movement, and joy. Rejuvenate naturally with Roxanne Johns. Roxanne is right back there. Hi, Roxanne. And that is starting at 12:45. So stay and move and meditate and experience joy with Roxanne. So that's happening today. Then this morning, as you came in, you should have received your Gourmets for Good bidding booklet. Everybody have their bidding booklet? Hold it up. Let me see. You got your booklet. If you didn't get your booklet, you need to go out to the welcome table and grab your booklet. And we have 11 fabulous events for you to bid on. And the bid sheets are up here in front on this table over here in front by the baptismal font. There's a table there. And it has all the bid sheets. There, so you can go and bid there. We will be bidding today, next Sunday, and the 31st. We close bidding on the 31st. So make sure that you bid early, bid often, and keep your eyes on those sheets if you really want to go do something. There are some absolutely fantastic ones that we have here. Well, we always have fantastic ones, but one of them that Alan, our drummer, is doing is called Pizza and Pie. And you will learn the fundamentals of music theory through exploring the classic song. And then you get hands-on experience with triad chords and song arrangements and all that kind of fun stuff. And then you'll get to drink Pinot if you want to drink wine. There's wine available. And then you make your own pizza. Alan has this great pizza dough recipe and pizza. He's going to do it, I think, outside somehow. And so you're going to have this opportunity to enjoy homemade pizza. So that's one of them that is happening. The Conleys are inviting you to brunch at Wine Down which is a new restaurant in Corona. So there's that. And then Daryl has once again offered up Cleared for takeoff. Go down to Long Beach and you get to fly in the private jet flight simulators. Super fun. So those are just some of the ones that we have for you. There's more. Check it out in your book and then make sure you go bid. All right. Then the next one I have for you is, this is a new class. And I'm happy to say that we are one of the first communities to offer this new class. And this class is called Ancient Wisdom and Science of Mind. You've often heard of the phrase, new thought, ancient wisdom. Well, that's where this kind of originated, this class originated in that idea. And what we're looking at with Ancient Wisdom and Science of Mind, and if you look at all the capital letters there, it spells out awesome, AWSOM, Ancient Wisdom, Science of Mind, awesome. So it's going to be an awesome class. I'm facilitating it. It will be on Monday nights, June 1st through the 29th, and from 6:30 to 8:30. The only reading you have to do is the manual itself. There's no additional reading. But what we'll be looking at is we'll be looking at the Declaration of Principles and ancient wisdom traditions from around the world, including ancient African traditions, ancient Meso and South American traditions, pagan traditions, Native American traditions. There's a whole plethora of traditions that our Declaration of Principles is aligned with. And there's some contrast there as well. There's also, we're also looking at some ancient Asian principles as well. So it's an incredible it's short, it's 5 weeks, it's 2 hours each, it's only $100. It's really reasonable, and we, like I said, are one of the first communities to get our hands on it and to teach it. And just to let you know that it was created by the fabulous Tracy Brown, Dr. Tracy Brown, Dr. Kathy Hearn, as well as spiritual director Blanca Mejia. So incredible group behind it that created it, and I am so excited to bring it to you. So make sure you sign up. Dinah and Stu have already signed up, so join Dinah and Stu and me on Monday nights. And then we have the Convention of the Americas. Well, Convention of the Americas, I did not come out very nicely when we transferred it to PowerPoint. But Convention of the Americas is happening July 21st through the 26th. And I'm going to be there. Tracy Brown's going to be there. There's going to be all kinds of fabulous, fun people who are going to be there, including your own James Woods. Yeah. And I believe Jenny, is that right? Maybe, possibly, yeah. So James has been telling me that you're going to come, so I'm just assuming that you're coming. So, but it is a phenomenal. So if you've been to Asilomar, this is what people have referred to as Asilomar of Mexico. It is the Asilomar South. Because what happens is we kind of take over the whole property. We're right there on the lake. There's a thermal pool. There's also a huge swimming pool. There's pickleball available. And you're with this group of high consciousness that everybody shares the same idea of, where we have science of mind or we have new thought as the basis. And so we are all together. And so it is just a great big love fest, right, James? Yeah, it's just a huge love fest. If you love hugs, this is the place to go. And it is completely bilingual, so you don't have to speak Spanish, because we do have bilingual interpreters, and those of us that are bilingual as well, we help out at meal times and that kind of stuff so that you're always available or you're always able to communicate with one another. And what I want to share with you, too, is we're really excited that this is the first year where we are going to have 6 spiritual directors, the equivalent of ministers, being ordained. This is the first time that this has happened, and so this is a huge historical event for CSL, And so this is happening at the convention, so we would love to have you join us for that as well. So please consider it. It's easy flights. There's flights from Ontario. They're red eyes. But there's flights from Ontario, but then there's also flights from LA. So super easy, nonstop flights. And then there's excursions. You can go to thermal baths. You can join us going to the town of Tequila. You can go to the town of Etzatlan, which has the largest crocheted canopy in the world. I mean, it is stunning. The culture is beautiful. The people are beautiful. And the whole experience is life-changing and life-affirming. So please, sign up. Come join us. And the registration includes your hotel, it includes your meal, and it includes the convention. You can't get much better than that. All right? Sound good? So we are going to represent, right? In Mexico? Yes. I'm seeing a few nods. But yes. All right. So that's the end of the announcements. I invite everybody to stand and let's say our affirmation together. Love widens the circle through me. Okay, here we go. Love widens the circle through me. One more time. Love widens the circle through me. Yes, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward. Because love lives. Happy Sunday.
I'm gonna lift up my heart and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside. I'm gonna lift up my heart and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside. Sing it with us. We're gonna lift up my heart and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside. We're gonna lift up my heart and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside. Hey, Jason, we're gonna lift up our hearts and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside. Gonna lift up our hearts and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside. Right here in Riverside. Have a great Sunday. We love you guys. Yay. Jason, thanks for getting on the drums. I needed you. We needed you. Yeah, that's it.